Thank you so much, Dean Woodard and the College of Liberal Arts and Sciences for this opportunity. So, the question that drives my research is ancient. What kind of beings as humans are we? Long before we tried to answer this through modern biology, we explored the question through myth, through symbol, through art. The ancient Egyptians expressed this question through the Sphinx, half lion, half human, a symbol of tension built within our nature. Their command, know thyself, wasn't simply about introspection, it was a challenge to confront the duality head on. Millennia later, Socrates acknowledges the same tension in Plato's Phaedrus. He confesses, I am not yet able, as the Delphic inscription orders, to know myself, whether I'm a beast more savage than Typhon or a gentler and simpler creature. Socrates' uncertainty captures the heart of my research. The human being is not a simple, unified concept, but a question, one that always pulls us in different directions. My work shows that this ancient insight develops into a philosophical account in Kant and Adorno. Kant believes in our duality, that we are both products of nature and products of freedom, and that our dignity comes from learning to navigate the tension between them. Adorno inherits this tension, but focuses on what happens when we try to ignore it. Modern societies often smooth this tension out, forcing everything, including ourselves, into rigid categories. When that happens, we lose something essential, the ability to see what doesn't fit, the stamina to reflect, the capacity to dwell within our own complexity, in other words, the capacity to be human beings. My contribution is to show that both thinkers are describing the same insight, that the human being is defined by aporia, which this word in Greek literally means no passage. By this I mean that when we encounter parts of ourselves, we cannot cleanly or simply resolve them. And aporia is not a contradiction to fix, but a limit we must learn to live with in a meaningful way. It is this very tension that makes harmony possible, because our humanity emerges not from choosing one side or the other, but from learning how to hold them together without forcing ourselves into a false simplicity. Bringing Kant and Adorno together highlights this challenge. The gift of our reason, our ability to reflect and to seek freedom, can also become the trap when it tries to dominate or overly simplify who we are. The very power that lets us know ourselves can also become the means by which we avoid ourselves. I call this dialectical humanism. It's a way of understanding the human being that does not begin with unity, but it begins with the Sphinx, with the recognition that we are always more than what is immediately suggested, always negotiating between the impulse and reason, between the limits of freedom and our physical nature. This ancient duality, from Egypt to Socrates, becomes in Kant and Adorno a profound philosophical anthropology, one that doesn't try to erase contradictions, but teaches us how to dwell with them. Thank you all so much.